I got a story for you.
Yes.
Now. So this is, I'd say, it was more because we were older.
Mm-hmm.
This story like makes us believe things a little bit more, but also we hate it.
Yeah.
So when I was at uni, so this is what between actually it might have been 2015. So 10 years ago. Whew,
Yeah.
10 years ago.
Mad.
Yeah. Right. So there's a group of us from uni, and obviously this is after, so we done first year, obviously all on campus, whatever.
Yeah.
Actually this could have been 26, I don't know. Either way, it wasn't first year. First year, obviously everyone's on campus, whatever, you get to know people, next year you're like, oh, these are my friends, like let's find a house, let's get off campus, whatever. So anyway, I was living at home. The other 4 were like, oh, we'll get a house. Great, somewhere for me to go that I don't have to live. Love that. Right? So I stayed at home. They moved into this house. Anyway, so there was 3 floors.
Mm-hmm.
So the top floor just had a room in it. So it was like the attic converted.
Okay.
It was just a room.
Yeah.
And then there were 3 bedrooms underneath, and then everything else downstairs.
Right.
Anyway, so the top room was like, I'm not even going to say who had the room because it just makes so much sense to the rest of their life. But anyway, one of my friends had the top room. So when you went in this room, right, initially it just felt weird.
Right.
And even she felt it. Like, when they first moved in, she didn't want to sleep in this room, right? But she had chosen it because it was the big room and it was, like, on its own and whatever.
Yeah, I hear it.
But you know how, like, when you go up to an attic room, like, you know, for example, the rest of the house, you have banisters. Like, you could be on the stairs but also see other things.
Yeah.
And the top room was, like, the
Just
staircase
walls.
was just walls.
Yeah, I knew it.
And when you go up, it's all just that you can't see nothing else.
Yeah.
And the window obviously only looks upwards.
It's like your.
It's like mine, yeah. But I feel like mine's a bit more. I have a window in the hallway.
Yeah,
There's a bit more.
true.
This
Yeah.
was just combined box walls straight up. Yeah, there was just nothing up there.
Yeah.
So anyway, you'd go up the stairs and it was like there was no like ambient sound. Like, you know, if you're just quiet, but there's wires.
It's eerily quiet.
There's stuff. There was nothing, right? So you go up this stairs, and when you get up the room, it's just like dead, right? No, exactly. So this is why it felt weird. It felt weird in the first place. Anyway, so she was kind of a bit like, I think her bed didn't come yet anyway, so she wasn't in there much anyway.
Right.
Anyway, her bed did eventually come or something. Anyway, she ended up thinking, okay, I'm going to sleep in there, whatever. So she slept in the room. I don't know if it was the first night, I'm not too sure, or if it was like after a few nights or whatever. Anyway, slept in the room. Bearing in mind, in this room, like, there's a little cupboard, like, on the wall.
Yeah.
Right? Like, just a door. But there was nothing in there, whatever. Anyway, so she's woken up the next day, right? She's got this mark, like, on her. I can't remember if it was on her front or her back. It was around here.
Wait, I'm remembering this now.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
So
okay.
it's either like here or on the
Yes,
back.
yes,
It's around this place, right? Anyway, this mark was maybe about this big, yeah, and it looked like a detailed spider web.
Yeah.
But like it was like a hexagon kind of vibe, but it was very detailed.
Yeah.
So at first she was like,
Something
what
bit
is
me.
that?
Yeah.
Maybe like a bite, or like, you know, when you like sleep on a wire or
Yeah,
some shit,
yeah.
like it just stays there for a while. So anyway, she was like, oh, it will go away. No. That thing never went away, right? Anyway, so we was all touching it now. And was all like you can't even, like, you know, sometimes when like you can feel
the ridges.
it.
Yeah.
No.
It was like embedded in the skin. Because
yeah.
even tattoos, you can feel the tattoo.
Even a tattoo you can feel.
Yeah.
This you could not feel, right? So we were like, yo, like, it was like she had been branded like a cow, right? It was that detailed and right. It was just so specific, right? So we were like, me, gassed, I don't live there.
Yeah.
Living at home. Anyway, we were like, okay, cool. They decided they were going to go. Did they do that first? I can't remember the order of things that happened.
Yeah.
But they decided they were going to go to the church in the town they had moved to to speak to the priest, right? Because they had Googled it.
Yeah.
And they were like, oh, I don't really know what's going on. They were getting a bit scared, right? Because loads of things started happening, like sound-wise, and it was just getting a bit eerie. So they eventually went to the church. I think 2 of them went to the church. Anyway, there was a younger priest and an older priest in the church. Anyway, so they saw the younger priest first. And they obviously were like, oh, like, we've got this little situation. And they don't really know what it is. We've done some Googling. We're now a little bit scared. Can you just look at it and just see, right? Obviously, all the Googling, I think, was the thing that led them to go to the church. Of
course, yeah.
Anyway, the younger priest looked at it and was like, I'm not really, like, entirely sure what it is kind of vibe, but let me ask somebody else, because he still obviously thought it was something to be asking an older person about. Anyways, the older guy came and he looked at it and he was like,
Cristo. Cristo.
He was like he was obviously more shocked than the young guy. Yeah. Anyway, then eventually we got to the point that it was called the Mark of the Beast, right?
Good Lord. Good Lord.
Anyway,
I remember this story now. Yeah.
So we were Googling it and stuff, and it was there. It was like, it was there. The Mark of the Beast, like, it had happened, right? So I don't know what the full backstory was about it, but it was something like somebody's there and, like, someone's imprinting you with something. Whatever, we didn't read too far into that. Anyway.
That's terrifying.
Yeah.
Man.
Anyway, then one of the other people in the house had their nephew over, who at the time was maybe about 3.
Right.
And obviously, kids and dogs in horror scenarios seem to know everything. Why do they know everything, right? Obviously, none of us have said anything to this 3-year-old about anything. Anyway, he's randomly taken himself upstairs to the room.
Yeah.
And I think he's got a ball or something, and he's playing on the door.
Right.
No one's told him to. What are you doing? No one's told you to play with there. He's just playing, like throwing the ball at the door or something.
Yeah.
Just, why are you doing that? Anyway, so that was stage 1 with the kid, and then we were like, I'm at home, this is nothing to do with me. I was like, okay, this is kind of crazy. Anyway, then the last straw with the kid, he was having a bath that evening, I think, and then he randomly said to the other girl, she's never gonna get rid of that.
Mm-hmm. Hey, that sent a shiver down my spine.
What do you mean?
Get rid of what?
What we talking about? What are you talking about? And how do you know information that you shouldn't know? You are 3. Everyone was kind of like,
hey, listen.
Hey, huh? Like scary. Anyway, so we just all ignored it. Whatever. There was a time this happened. This was going on for maybe like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
There was a lot in the space of time. And like we would tell people at uni, and obviously there were people at uni that were they would not talk to this girl. Like they didn't want to be around us because they were like, nah, it's too scary.
I hear it.
And there were a few other things that happened. Like we took a picture with a flash, and like I remember it was me taking the picture, and like I was convinced I saw that mark on the wall when I flashed the camera, and I was like, nah. It's not in the picture. Nah. Do you know what I mean? Like just small things like that kept happening, and there was like sounds or something. It was scary for a little while. But ever since that day, this girl's bad luck is bad. Like, and she will tell you. She will tell you herself. The bad luck that had come from that, was crazy. But then it just disappeared. And that was it. Like,
after she moved out of the house?
No.
Just while she was in the house, it disappeared.
Yeah, it just disappeared. And then we never like thought about it ever again and tried not to. And until some points like this come up, and I'm like, oh, do you remember the Mark of the Beast? And we're like, and she'll be like,
please not.
But like, it's a big part of our uni stories, because that was scary.
Bro, I'd be terrified.